Right now, we just have one long survey with a bunch of questions. One thing you can do to separate the questions a little bit is to create sections. So first I'm going to show you how to do that where you would still keep everything on the same page, and then I'll show you another way where you would actually put the separate sections on different pages. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on here, and then I'm going to click on this T icon that says Add Title and Description. And I'm going to drag it up here, and I'll put a title before these first two questions. I'm going to just call this General. Now when I preview, it's like a little title that's before these two questions. So I'll add a few more of these. I'm going to go below these two. I'll click here, and then I'm going to click Add Title again. And I'll add one more. These really have nothing to do with the topic, but let's look at what it turned out like. So these two are in one section, then these two are in another, and then you've got your last section. So it's a way of visually breaking it up to sort of help your reader feel like they're making some progress and it's not just one long thread. So I'm going to remove those now, and I'll show you a different way of creating sections that actually puts these onto different pages. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to click this one right here that looks like an equal sign. It says Add Section. I click that. Now see, that actually separated this first question from this next set. So I'm going to just name this Part 2, and then we'll do a few more questions, and then maybe under this I'll do one more section. We'll call that Part 3. And so we've actually got it broken into 3 separate sections. So let's take another look. So now when a person takes the survey, they only get the first question, and then they go to a new page after they finish those, and then after they get to 5, they get the last few, and then they're at the end. This is one of the reasons why it's good to have a progress bar. Let's go back to our settings. In the presentation, it says show progress bar, and we had it unchecked, so I'm going to check that. That's a good thing to have if you're going to have separate sections. Now let's look. See, it's showing you that you're about a third of the way through once you finish this question. Once I shift to the next page and answer a few more, then I'm a little bit further. And then once I get to the last page, I'm just about done. And then I click submit. So a couple more things about how these sections work. Once you've got things broken into actual sections, you're going to see that this appears. After section 2, continue to next section. And I'll do that drop down menu. I would recommend that you ignore these because these are really instructions for more complicated forms. This would be one of those situations where maybe after a certain question, you are going to only send certain people to this section, and then for others, you would have them skip it and go to the next one. And so I would say just ignore that part for now. What if I decided that I actually don't want to have this be separated? What I can do is click here, and I can click merge with above. That would join it up to the next one. So let's click that and show you. So now they're both just one section again. I'm going to click undo though. Other things that I can do, I can duplicate the whole section. If I have another section that I want to do that's going to have similar questions in it, then I can just duplicate it. I can move it. Let's see if I click this, it's going to show me all of my sections and how I can just rearrange them right here. This doesn't seem that handy if you only have a short survey, but imagine if you had a survey that had 50 questions in it. Being able to just look at them collapsed like this is really handy. And you can either drag them or you can just move up, move down like that. I'm going to click cancel. And then the other thing that you can do is you can just delete the whole section. So that just got rid of the first few questions. So I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to undo that and bring them all back. One last thing is this little symbol right here. This collapses the section. Right now I can see all of the questions and all of their answers. But again, if I have a long survey to scroll through, I might want to work on different sections at different times and just be able to get to them faster. So if I click this, this will collapse it so that I can still see the questions, but I'm not seeing all the different answer choices. And I can do that with this one too. So now my whole survey page is really short, and I can just scroll quickly to the section I want, open it up, work on it, and then if I don't feel like looking at it anymore, I can collapse it again.